In this video, we're going to cover the process of overcoming pornographic urges, even when you've given in to them for years and you try to overcome them, but you still can't. I'm going to show you how you can actually do it with no fluff and actual examples. Because there's always certain beliefs and certain patterns that build over time that whenever you try to quit, whenever you try to overcome the urges, these small beliefs that you build over time tend to slow you down and tend to keep you stuck. So watch to the end of the video because I'm going to cover step-by-step process of letting go of all those belief patterns so that you can start building new ones where you can actually overcome every single urge without resistance and feeling good doing it. And what really brought this home for me was talking to one of my clients. So I help men overcome pornography one-on-one, and he was going through a very emotionally draining time. He's getting married, so that could lead to stress, some good stress, but there's still constant worries about where the money's gonna go and how everything has to be perfect for their day. So obviously there's stress building up about that. And then while he's planning the wedding, his car decides to have car problems. So as cars do, whenever life's going good, they always decide to show up. I left him stranded in the middle of the road, causing his whole day to just be about worrying about his car and getting back home safe. And then during that whole thing, he's been having massive stomach issues. So his poop is really hard. It's very painful inside of his stomach. He had to get a colonoscopy. And I don't know if you know what a colonoscopy is, but it's not very fun. So all that to say is there's a lot of things going on in his life where it could be justified to go back to pornography. Because all these emotions cause him to feel very emotionally drained, which, as you know, can't lead to urges for relief. In reality, because you formed belief patterns over the years that pornography is the answer. And I'm doing this a lot because that's not true. Because during our conversation that I had with him, I said, well, why did you go back? And he said, when the urge hit, it's like I had no choice. I didn't even think about it. It just automatically happened. And of course, being the amazing coach that I am, I asked him. I challenged him on the topic. I was like, was there really no conversation? Was there really no internal dialogue? Did you truly have no choice but to go back to pornography? And then he let all of his mental defenses completely let go. And he said, no, do you know what? There was a choice. There was an internal battle. And to be honest with you, the reason I felt like I had no choice was because the moment that part of my brain that said, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this, maybe I shouldn't keep scrolling, maybe I shouldn't feed these fantasies. He said the moment that those thoughts came up, he instantly shut them down. He instantly fed the flames of fantasy. And the thoughts of escaping into pornography, he gave those thoughts attention and shut down the thoughts of overcoming it. That's why it felt like he had no choice, because that process happened so quickly. He didn't even let the higher self talk. He just instantly shut it down. So I want to ask you this, and I want you to sit with this question. When thoughts of going back to pornography or the thoughts of fantasies start to arise, and you have the part of your brain that knows you shouldn't be doing this, why do you shut down those thoughts so quickly? Why do you not even try to think of ways to escape? Why do you automatically accept that you're going to go back? Why do you accept the fantasy? Why do you do that? And once you answer that question, you're going to find a hidden belief. Maybe you believe that there's nothing else to do. I have 15 minutes before my next call, before my next meeting, before I have to go somewhere. What else am I going to do? Maybe you believe it's easy to go back to pornography. Maybe you believe that you're always going to have this in your life because you've done it for so many years. To that, I want to ask you, are you willing to let go of that belief? That just because you have 15 minutes, you're allowed to watch pornography. Are you willing to let go of that belief? Maybe you believe that watching pornography is the easiest choice and that you don't want to do the hard thing. You don't want to face a hard situation. You don't want to confront what's in front of you. And to that, I ask you, are you willing to let go of the need to always choose the easy situation? And this one right here was a big one for me. I used to get FOMO. I used to get the fear of missing out from pornography. Isn't that crazy? I felt like I needed to check on certain girls' Instagram pages, or I needed to see if my favorite star posted another video. I used to truly feel that way because I felt like if I didn't see it, if I didn't check her feed, if I didn't check her page and it got taken down or it got buried in the feed, I would miss out on something. Do you ever feel like that? Do you have saved pictures or saved videos or saved files that you just can't delete because you feel like you'd be missing out? And to that, I want to ask you, where do those feelings of missing out stem from? Why do you believe that there's so much value in those images and in those saved files? Why do you still believe that her page is so valuable? Why do you believe that? Are you willing to let go of that belief? Maybe you feel like, well, what if I never see them again? Are you willing to accept and acknowledge the fact that you might never see that certain video or certain image ever again? Is that okay with you? Are you willing to let go of that belief that that image and that screenshot that you took is so valuable? Because you only ever fear missing out because you're prescribing value to it for one reason or another. So break down those beliefs and find the source of why you are putting value to it. And then let go of that piece by piece by asking yourself, well, why do I prescribe value to it? And am I okay with letting that go? And for the love of you, for the love of your future life, stop believing that the thoughts coming up that tell you, hey, you've been doing this for so long, you have to keep doing this. Stop believing them. That's not true. There is always an internal dialogue. You always have a chance. You always have a choice to let the urge pass. And you always have a choice to indulge in it. And the only reason you feel like there isn't a choice is because you're automatically shutting down the higher level of thoughts of how do I overcome this urge? And you're letting these automatic old patterns that say, hey, just do this one more time, or hey, just continue to fantasize, you're allowing them to continue. And to that, I ask you why. So just so we're clear on this, the process of letting go and recognizing that these urges are coming up, it's not a one and done process. Just because you watch this video, you're not healed. It's a continuous process because these are old patterns and you've been choosing them for years. So you have to continuously recognize that these beliefs are coming up and continuously questioning these beliefs and continuously let them go. And that's okay. Because as you continuously let these thoughts go and let these beliefs go, as you continuously overcome urges and let them pass, what is that doing to your mental scorecard? That belief system that says, oh, well, I always go to pornography. What is it doing to that? You're tallying up all the wins. And over time, over the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of days, you can start to form new beliefs. Hey, maybe I can overcome the urge. Maybe I can break free from pornography. Because here's the actual key to overcoming every single urge. You have to move from hopelessness to hope to courage. So you have to get rid of these hopeless beliefs that say, I can't do this, it's too hard. What's the point of overcoming this urge? Another one is just going to come up. You have to let go of those beliefs so that you can start to accept the beliefs of love, of hope, of, hey, maybe I can overcome this. Hey, other people overcame urges, maybe I can too. And when you start to accept the hope thoughts, then feelings of courage can come up. We can confidently overcome urges and confidently recognize urges and let them go because you've done it before. So just to reiterate, the step-by-step process of overcoming every single urge is one, to recognize why those thoughts are coming up in the first place and let go of the hopeless feelings and the feelings of I can't overcome the urge so that you can start accepting the hope feelings, the thoughts of, hey, maybe I can overcome it. And once you go from hopelessness to hope, then you can move to courage of how do I overcome this urge and how do I break free from this again? Because you'll never be able to be free from pornography if you never believe they can break free from it in the first place. Other than that, keep going strong and just keep recognizing that these beliefs and these urges aren't you. They're just learned patterns that arise. And let that be okay. And let go of it piece by piece. Peace.